Greetings, I'm Joey Bro, and welcome to my survival server. As you can tell, one of the things I like to build in Minecraft quite often is buildings in a medieval style architecture, which, let's face it, is super common in Minecraft. But one of the things I think we run into as builders is a problem of scale. And what I mean by that is in Minecraft, we're limited building with these one by one yard or meter blocks. And what I find this does is it tends to push up the scale of our builds larger than they would be in real life. Let me show you what I mean. All right, here's a quick example I whipped up of a sort of a large detailed medieval house. I used double thick walls to allow the timber frame to stand out against the wattle and daub siding. And I just tried to add little things here and there that would just kind of bring out the detail and make it more interesting, more 3D to look at. But as you can see, there's a problem. I'm tiny compared to this building. This building is massive for what it's supposed to be. And it's sort of, at least for me, I find this type of thing breaks the immersion a little bit because at a distance it looks cool. But as I approach it, I feel like I'm a midget coming into a giant's world. And this is something I try to avoid in my builds, but I could always use more practice. But it is something that I think builders, myself included, do struggle with. Looks great, but just for immersion purposes, I like to try to keep my buildings within the proper scale that's comparable to the player. Because of this, I want to start building a series of buildings, medieval buildings specifically, that are made to be as small as possible while still remaining practical. I guess we could call it a series of mini medieval buildings or something. But anyway, I'm going to give that a shot. And I think the most obvious thing to start with would just be a simple mini medieval house. So we're going to try that first thing. All right, here we're going to begin our mini medieval house. Remember, we're trying to make it as small as we can while still remaining practical. And yeah, let's begin. So first thing we'll need to do is we're going to set up a 5x5 square. We're going to use the andesite blocks for the corners. And I'm going to use cobblestone to fill in the foundation here. So this will be our foundation for our mini house. Leave one block gap here, and instead of a cobblestone block, we'll put a cobblestone stair and take a water bucket and fill it in here, waterlogging the block, and we'll see why we'll add that later. First, we'll also put a staircase in the front using this stone brick stair, and this will be the front of our house. Next, we'll take some dark oak logs and we'll make some posts in the corners. We'll make them 4 blocks tall, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we'll connect these 4 posts at the top, like so. There. And then we're going to take some white terracotta. Now the white terracotta is going to be a stand-in for wattle and daub, which was a common way of making walls in medieval times. You get that kind of classic Tudor style housing because of it. And so we'll use this white terracotta. I find it works well in this type of build. And we're going to leave these 2 holes on the side for windows. And in the front, we're going to put the terracotta all around, but leave a 1x2 gap in the front for a door. And now while we're at it, we're going to take the white terracotta in the front, make 2 triangles at the roof. This will be for the slope of the roof. We're going to punch out the 2 middle blocks for windows on the upper section. And then we're going to take our dark oak logs and we're going to continue with the wood frame up the slope of the roof. Like that. Now you may have noticed I put the 2 lower blocks on each side of the dark oak logs horizontal. I did this because if you do it like that, these 2 tend to blend into each other, and I'm trying to make it look like this is a separate angled piece of wood with the limitations from the block size in Minecraft, but it kind of gets the job done. Alright, and then we're going to connect the top with the dark oak logs here. One thing we're going to do before we go on to the next step is we're going to put a few blocks here as a chimney, and I will need to grab some stone pressure plate. I'll grab the stone pressure plate here, and we're going to use that to top off our chimney. So we have a nice little decorative chimney there. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to start on the roof of our house. I like to use acacia wood. I find it, I don't know, it's nice bright orange, stands out. It kind of reminds me of the kind of clay tile roofs they might have had at the time. I know the closer thing to that would actually be to use the red brick stairs, but I like acacia a little bit better. I have used the red brick stairs on occasion though. Alright, and at the top here, we're going to put a staircase here, half slab in the middle, and 2 full blocks on the ends. Now, we're going to use the dark oak planks for a trim. I personally don't like to use trims as much on the roofs as other people do, but I do use it on occasion, and this house is small enough that it warrants maybe the added detail, because it's kind of hard to find places to put detail on the house this small. So we'll continue along the edge, putting the trim. Now we'll use the half slab to do a trim underneath the roof here. And on top, we're just going to put a piece of half slab there and half slab there. And there we have our roof. Now, quick little decoration I'm going to do here. I'm going to put some bushes around the outside. Adding vegetation can often add some nice detail to your build, and a tiny house is no exception. We're going to go to our next hotbar, and we're going to start adding detail to our house. I'm going to plop down the door here. I like using spruce. I find it doesn't quite look so modern, so it matches the sort of medieval aesthetic we're going for. I'll use the spruce trapdoors for the window shutters. I'll put that on all the windows here, and one on this side. Now, one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take some spruce gates, and I'm going to put it under here, and if you open the gate, it tends to look like 2 little posts holding up the shutters. So we're going to do that on all of our windows. I gotta get up here. I fell down. There we go. And so we have that put in place. The other thing I'm going to remember to do, I'm going to put a lantern on the front of the house, give us some light. I'm going to also take a dark oak button. I'm going to plop it into these 3 corners here. I don't know, as a little detail, kind of looks like it might be like a wooden nail holding the frame together. Next thing we're going to do is actually the little farm plot here. Now, if you remember earlier, we put this cobblestone stair here and waterlogged it. The reason I did that was we can actually support farmland here. Now, technically you could actually do up to 4 blocks away and 4 blocks this way, so you could actually have a larger farm area. But right now we're just trying to make this house as small as we can, so we're just going to stick with a small little farm bed here. I'll put down a compost right here so it's nice and accessible when you're working with your farm. I'm going to add a barrel for decoration here. I'll maybe stand on end though. Yeah, barrel for decoration. And yeah, that's good for that. And now we're going to plant our wheat. So you can put anything in here, but I'll put wheat for now. And we'll bone meal it, get it all grown up. And then we'll take the bone meal and give ourselves a little walk around the house so we can grow some grass, give a little bit more vegetation. Now, I think it's a bit too much, so I'm going to take away the 2 block tall pieces of grass. So walk around, do that, and maybe go around and thin out the grass a little bit. Keep the flowers, they look nice, add a little bit of color. Now what we want to do is also make sure we clear out the grass in front of the stairs, because we'll want to add a little path here. So we're going to do some little random patterns here, and we'll put in there. Oh. I like to use coarse dirt or rooted dirt to kind of decorate the edges of my dirt path. So we have a nice little dirt path leading up here. But now we have to finish our interior. So I'm going to get my interior decorations. I'm going to go inside. First thing I'm going to do is get the this oak stairs and cover up our roof with our ceiling on the inside. I like to use the kind of regular oak for just sort of ceilings or floors, things like that. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to place down a furnace, and we're going to use the stone brick to attach it to our chimney outside, so we have one continuous thing here. I'll give ourselves a crafting table. Those are always useful. And our little desk here. Throw up a couple barrels to act as cupboards. I'm going to put a chest in this corner, and we're going to put a bed down here, and we'll give ourselves a little carpet also to make it nice and cozy here. All right, and we need some lighting. Lighting is important. We don't want monsters spawning in our house, so we'll put a chain there, put a lantern underneath it. I'll put some candles on this little desk here. They used actually candles quite commonly in medieval times. Not quite like this, but it's a close approximation to that. But with that, we have a nice little functional little medieval house. And let's have a look at our mini medieval house. There we go. There. You can build this in your survival worlds and get it up pretty quickly. All right, there we go with our first mini medieval build. And I think it turned out quite nicely. And yeah, hope you come back to see if any more builds I work on. If you like it, give a like. Farewell.